Hey, Falcons fans! We've got some thrilling updates as free agency heats up, and the Falcons are making some big moves for the 2025 season. If you've been cheering for the Falcons for over 20 years, show your support by hitting that like button and commenting Falcons Forever below. Let's dive into some of the major signings. First up, Cotterell Hodge is back in Atlanta. The Falcons have signed him to a 2-year contract worth $6 million, keeping one of their 3 Pro Bowl players from 2024 on the team. This is huge news. Hodge isn't just a talented receiver, he's also a star on special teams. Last season, he made some incredible plays, including a fantastic touchdown on a botched punt against the Saints and a crucial blocked punt against the Raiders, which earned him the title of NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Coach Raheem Morris praised Hodges' effort, calling it unbelievable and highlighting his Pro Bowl-level talent. While Hodge may not have been the most targeted player on offense, he made every catch count. He recorded 7 receptions for 131 yards, including that unforgettable 45-yard game-winning touchdown against Tampa Bay in Week 5. His return not only keeps a respected leader in the locker room, but also provides a valuable asset for special teams coordinator Marquise Williams. But that's not all. The Falcons are also making waves on the defensive side by signing Leonard Floyd, a Georgia native, to a 1-year deal worth up to $10 million. This signing comes at a perfect time, especially after the Falcons struggled with their pass rush last season, finishing 31st in the league with just 31 sacks. Floyd is a proven pass rusher, having recorded at least 8 sacks in each of the last 5 seasons. Last year with the 49ers, he had 8.5 sacks and 16 quarterback hits. With over 66.5 sacks in his 9-year career, he's set to become a key player on Atlanta's defense. What makes this signing even more exciting is the connection between Floyd and Coach Raheem Morris. They worked together in Los Angeles when Morris was with the Rams, and during that time, Floyd racked up 18.5 sacks over 2 seasons. Clearly, Morris knows how to bring out the best in him, and adding Floyd to the team could be just what the Falcons need to strengthen their defense. It's also worth noting that this signing comes right after the Falcons released longtime defensive tackle Grady Jarrett. While Floyd alone won't solve all of Atlanta's pass rushing problems, he's a fantastic start. The Falcons still need to add more pieces to their defensive line, but bringing in a player of Floyd's caliber is definitely a step in the right direction. So what does all this mean for the Falcons moving forward? Signing Cotterell Hodge keeps the team strong on special teams and provides a reliable offensive option. Meanwhile, bringing in Leonard Floyd directly addresses last season's defensive challenges. The Falcons still have more moves to make, but it's clear they're serious about competing in 2025. Now I want to hear from you, Falcons fans. Are you excited about these signings? Do you think bringing back Hodge was the right choice? Will Floyd be the game changer the defense needs? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And speaking of changes, the Falcons are shaking things up on the defensive line. They've officially re-signed defensive tackle Taquan Graham to a 1-year deal. But they've also lost Eddie Goldman, who is heading to the Washington Commanders on his own 1-year deal. While we don't have all the details yet, it's clear that Atlanta's defensive front is getting a makeover. Let's take a closer look at Taquan Graham. The Falcons drafted him in the 5th round in 2021, and over the past 4 seasons, he's played in 49 games with 16 starts. He's recorded 84 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 13 quarterback hits. His standout moment came in the 2022 season when he started 9 of 11 games before suffering a torn MCL, showing flashes of being a disruptive force. Unfortunately, his 2024 season was cut short due to a pectoral injury in Week 10 against the Saints. However, Coach Raheem Morris praised him earlier in the season, calling him a nice contributor. Now he's back on a 1-year deal, ready to prove himself again. On the other hand, we say goodbye to Eddie Goldman. His journey with the Falcons has been a bit of a roller coaster. He joined the team in 2022 but retired before training camp. He tried again in 2023 but was placed on the exempt left squad list without ever stepping on the field. In 2024, Taquan Graham finally made his mark with the Falcons, playing in all 17 games and starting 10 of them. While his stats 16 tackles, 1 sack, and 3 quarterback hits might not jump off the page, his role as a strong run stuffer was crucial for the team. Now, with Graham back, the Falcons will need to fill the gap left by Eddie Goldman, who is heading to Washington. This loss stings a bit more as Goldman was a solid presence on the defensive line. And speaking of losses, we have some tough news about center Drew Dalman. He has signed a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Chicago Bears, which includes $28 million guaranteed. That's a significant contract for a player who has been a reliable part of the Falcons' offensive line. Losing Dalman is a big blow, especially for quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Dalman had an outstanding season, ranking 4th out of 64 eligible centers with a solid 78.8 overall grade from Pro Football Focus. He excelled as a run blocker, ranking 5th in that category, and was dependable in pass protection. His quickness and ability to reach the second level made him a perfect fit for the Falcons' offensive style. Now, with him heading to Chicago, Atlanta faces a major challenge in finding a replacement for such a vital position. Let's not forget that Penix Jr. isn't the most mobile quarterback. After suffering 2 torn ACLs in college, he relies heavily on protection to succeed. Losing Dalman means the Falcons need to act quickly to find a suitable replacement if they want to give Penix the best chance to shine in 2025. After all, it all starts in the trenches. You can have the most talented quarterback, but without protection, it won't matter. Now let's talk about another player who might not be in a Falcons uniform next season, safety Justin Simmons. This situation is still uncertain, but based on Simmons' own comments, it seems he may not be returning to Atlanta. He has expressed interest in joining the Philadelphia Eagles. During an appearance on the Talkin' Ball podcast, Simmons praised the Eagles' offense as one of the most talented in the league and commended their defense for winning the Super Bowl last season. What really caught attention was his mention of Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio and defensive backs coach Christian Parker. Simmons played under both coaches in Denver and made it clear that reuniting with them in Philadelphia is a top priority for him. For the Falcons, this news isn't ideal. Simmons was brought in last season on a 1-year, $7.5 million deal. While he didn't quite reach the same level of play he had in Denver, he was still an important part of the defense. The Falcons had high hopes that he and edge rusher Matthew Judon would help push the team into playoff contention, but things didn't pan out as expected. Now, it looks like Simmons could be heading to a strong NFC contender, making Atlanta's path to the playoffs even tougher. So, Falcons fans, what do you think about all these changes? Are you happy to see Ta'Quon Graham back, or are you more worried about losing Eddie Goldman? How significant is Drew Dalman's departure, and what should the Falcons do to fill that gap? Lastly, do you think the team should have done more to keep Justin Simmons? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Go Falcons!